Getting goosebumps with this record. Gosh, dog, boy, this brings back some memories right here. Lost 45. Incredible rendition of Louie at number 55 on number 53 rather on WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey, as done by the Sandpipers. Fancy that, the laid-back group, the Sandpipers, who did Guantanamera, later became famous for Come Saturday Morning. Beautiful record. God, I love both of those songs by them. And this Louie, they did a slow, just a very slow. Well, anyway, Louie by the Sandpipers at number 53. Louie, this song's got legs. It goes back. It was a Jamaican ballad. Started out as a Jamaican ballad written by Richard Berry back in 1955, partially inspired by Havana Moon by Chuck Berry. The song was really about a Jamaican sailor who comes back to the island to hook back up with his girlfriend. And the song was, of course, Richard Berry. He recorded the original version, early version of it in 1957, and took off along the West Coast, gained some popularity in the Pacific Northwest. Other R&B groups started to cover this record. Local R&B bands started to cover this record along the Pacific Northwest. It started out as a B-side. It was released as a B-side, but as the song gathered up momentum, it became the A-side, but it never charted. Didn't do much of anything. I don't believe it charted. I'll have to double check. Either way, it was not a big hit. Richard Berry's record company reported that his version of Louie sold about 40,000 copies. So 40,000 records sold. And then Paul Revere and the Raiders got a hold of it in the early 60s, and so did, well, the biggest version was by the Kingsmen when they did Louie in 1963. And the Sandpipers, gosh dog it. One of their earlier incarnations was the Graz. It started out as three guys, and somebody brought them to the attention of Herb Alpert of A&M Records. Herb Alpert, he brought in the Grads, and he liked what he heard. They put out one single and it bombed. And Herb Alpert said, you guys, you need a name change. We got to change your name. And they opened up a dictionary and they picked out the Sandpipers. Guantanamera, summer of 1966. What can I say? God, one of the most beautiful records that ever came out. And I think I've already mentioned Come Saturday Morning from late 69, early 1970, spring of 1970. Always hits the spot. So does this song right here. Their version, Sandpipers. Oh, they added a fourth member, too, by the mid-60s. Her name was Pamela Ramsey. Pamela Ramsey was awesome. She was like it's like, her voice was like a second string, like a string. You know, string instruments. Her voice was like that. It added an ethereal quality to their sound. It sounded like an angel. Pam Ramsey. Got to give her a shout out, Pam Ramsey. I believe I pronounced her last name correctly. I hope I did. But here's Louie by the Sandpipers at number 53 on WJRD's Top 11 Plus 50 survey, October 31st, 1966.